with my friends and stuff, and we used to say, "Get that faggy," knowing all day long I wanted to be with a man. Ooh, wasn't that hypocritical?
And I'm Dion, hailing to y'all from a city near you.
And I am Ronald from the beautiful city of Baltimore and the lovely state of Maryland.
I am Kay, coming to you from America.
And that's Dion's topic, so you can go first, Dion.
All right. Great day, everyone. Coming to you with a topic. Recently, we've had politicians come out as being gay, and we're at a point now where we're wondering, will there ever be a point where we can get to people understanding and accepting those things, or in that position to not go against it? Because it seems that lately, the more that this is being put out into the public, there's a lot of retaliation back towards it. The way I feel about it is, there's always going to be a time that someone's going to come out and not agree with whatever it is that you're doing or whoever you are. And, should you come back and combat them about those particular issues? Or do you want to hide it and say, you know what, I'm trying to achieve a higher goal, so I want to hold back what I am, who I am, and what I'm doing so that I can reach this goal. And then maybe if they accept me, then they'll accept whatever it is that I'm trying to go with. So I want to go with Ron first. How do you feel about that situation?
I participated in Clinton's march on Washington, where they said there wasn't a million GLBT community individuals. And when I did the march, forgive me for this moment, but I'm just going to speak. It was over a million of my Caucasian brothers and sisters there that for some reason I said, just imagine if the African American or other ethnicities had shown up, how many people would have actually been there. And so it's like, do I really care that much about their life that I'm going to put that energy into how they live? Like, I understand making the choice to be a part of the GLBT community or any community that receives stigma. It is a challenge to just live in your truth. And so I respect the fact that eventually it had to come out. And I know what's hid in darkness will eventually come to the light. So, like, with his hateism to it, I went through the same phase. I used to hang with my friends and stuff, and we used to say, "Get that faggy," knowing all day long I wanted to be with a man. Ooh, wasn't that hypocritical? But one day, truth sat in my lap where I had to own who I was, and I could no longer hide from that fact. Now, I waver a fine line because I don't so much identify that way anymore. I'm just a love being. And when it comes to relationship, I can find love in anything and love it just as if though it's my partner. But when it comes to preference, that's a whole different thing. And so I it's one of those things where I would love to talk to him and just see what went on in his process of coming out. Because all that hate that you put is now coming back to you. You sowed an awful seed. Good luck to you. I love you. Bless you. And welcome to the movement.
All right. Thank you for that. And going to UK, how do you feel about it?
Well, I'm of the personal opinion that you have your work life and then you have your private life. There's sometimes the two do not mix. And having been a political advocate when I lived in Washington, D.C., I kind of get it where if you're trying to move along party lines or you're trying to move up within the hierarchical social structure, then there are certain things that you have to do. And if that's part of your work life, then you do what it is that you have to do. Now, it's unfortunate in this situation that the work life was in direct conflict of the personal life. Or maybe in the beginning he did think that, and who knows, maybe he didn't decide that he was same gender loving until later in his political career path. A lot of times people start out straight or questioning and then cross over. So, you know, there are late bloomers in life. So there's no telling from that perspective what really was going on with him. But I think that if there is documentation of him being gay and then trying to do all of these items against it, usually when you're trying to move up, you either try to calm those kind of situations, and even though you may vote in alignment with them, you will still try to quell some notion to make it not as bad or as not as bad a witch hunt as others would see it as being.
Okay. I agree with that. To an extent, I just think sometimes, there's a time and a place for everything, and sometimes we pick the wrong time, and sometimes, we pick the right time. In situations like that, as we say, what's done in the dark will come to the light. So it might have been a situation where it's like, you know what, they're eventually going to find out. So let me just go ahead and put it out there now to kind of lessen the blow. We think about back when we had athletes in different sports who were finally coming out as being gay or bisexual, whatever title they wanted to label themselves as. And during that time, sometimes it's like, some people knew already, some people didn't. It's like, hey, keep it on the hush. You got a great career, and this could ruin your career. Same thing with people in the industry of music. We have these wonderful ideas of what we're going to do and so forth. And like, if you do that, it could mess up your whole career. So those are life decisions that you have to make of whether you want to put it out there or not. And I do agree that the work life and your business life are two separate lives. And me personally, I don't like to intermingle the two, because if I'm here to do a job, I'm here to do the job. What I do outside on my personal time does not have anything to do with the job that I'm set here to do. So with that being said, I understand those things. I normally do not intermingle the two because they don't go together most of the time. But in lieu of this situation, we really don't know unless we get a chance to really get into it and have that conversation and really be honest and open. And the person that you're talking to about that situation is honest and open as well. Because sometimes they will still be closed and you're having a conversation with them and they still won't be honest about what all transpires. So we still may never know. Any closing comments on this or anything that we talked about as far as different careers and things of that nature?
Yeah, my closing thought would be like, as I work to have life and work balance, and I said it in that order specifically because my life is my existence, my being, and who I am. Work is just my resource that gives me a financial dividend, and so there are certain things that I don't speak about at work. I don't get into politics. I don't get into religion. And I make it purposeful that I don't discuss those things with people because I can't see their biases and prejudices that they already have. And so that keeps me out of the drama, chaos, and confusion that can be created in it.
I agree. Any closing comments for you, Kay?
No, I don't really have anything more, but I guess there's a lot of times people are caught between a rock and a hard place. Is it career and money, or is it I live my truth? And a lot of times your truth doesn't necessarily pay the bills.
Exactly, that is true, and I agree with that. And that's pretty much where I am with me at work. When I do what I do, I don't have basically if my personal life doesn't have anything to add to what I'm doing for my job, then it has no place being there, and that's how I look at it. I thank you guys for tuning in to us, and definitely comment down below